Welcome in, everybody. 5 minutes with Sean, maybe 10. We have been on a run for the last 2 weeks doing the digital dealer spotlights. Well, guess what? Today is yet another speaker spotlight, but it is with me. I know that a lot of folks have been wondering a lot of reasons about, why now? What's the deal? Sean's coming out of show retirement, blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm going to clear all that stuff up today, but because everyone has been wanting to hear from Stephanie more, guess what? Today's interview will be led with Stephanie. So, Stephanie, take it away.
All right. First question. Why did you stop going to shows?
Why did I stop going to shows? Okay, couple of reasons. One, I stopped going to shows because our business had hit a point where we were pretty inundated. We had quite a bit going on. There was a lot there. And we were focused on taking care of the people we had to take care of. But more importantly, a lot of the reason I stopped going was because I'm not really great at playing politics. And some of these shows in the past really require that. I'm also not a fan of the pay-to-play method. And I'm even less of a fan of the idea that we as industry people are submitting, decks, and we're picking the same people and we're doing the same things. And so I just kind of got worn out on the whole process. And then, obviously this was pre-COVID. And then when COVID hit, it was easy for me to put my hands up and say, yeah, no, I'm not going to do this. But I think originally it was because I had just been worn out by the politics and the echo chamber that exists throughout some of these shows can be kind of annoying.
I think what he's really trying to say here is I'm allowing him to leave the house for a few days to see you. I'm kidding. All right, second question. Why are you going back now?
Why go back now?
Because your wife is allowing you to?
Besides my wife allowing me to. The secondary option there is that while we are pretty well off on the Car Biz Done Better side of things, as of January this year, we launched Car Biz Social. And Car Biz Social is a whole new thing and a big product. And so one of the ways to get that out there besides this medium and obviously the social media in general was to attend shows and to do that when and if those opportunities arose. This particular opportunity arose because one April Simmons decided to really put on the hard press about how I need to go and be there. And, her and I have been working together for over a year. We've never actually met in person. And let me just say this. I realize that when going to this show, a lot of people that I have not met in person are looking forward to that, as am I. But just let's not, I don't know how to say this the right way, but let's not get our hopes up too high. Like this, I'm going to be the same dude you see here that I am in person. So if anyone's thinking it's going to be any different, it's not. As a matter of fact, it's likely to be louder than that. But so April Simmons and Jeff Hunter and Car Biz Social are the reason that I am now, and Stephanie allowed it. So those three reasons are the reason that I'm going.
I feel like the Stephanie goes at the top, but whatever, whatever.
Sure.
All right, so how are you going to approach this show?
As clear-headed and without previous prejudice as possible. I'm really looking to get into this because, look, Digital Dealer's gone out and changed shit up, right? We didn't submit anything. This was a curated event by them. I think that's an excellent step forward. Secondarily, it looks like they have a lot less sessions per time block, which is something I bitched about for a long time. I think that it was something that when you have 6 people at once and you've got a group of, let's just say 60 dealers, right? I know it's more than that, but 60 divided by 6 is 10. Well, why don't we just divide it by 3 and have 20 opportunities? It makes more sense to get less sessions in so more people don't have to make that, oh my God, how will I choose what to do next? So I love that. I'm also going in with zero expectations. I think when I started going to shows initially, I think I put way too much weight on the car guy side of me that was like, spent X, better recover X, better make it worth Y. I just don't think that that's the best way for us to approach it. I think for us, it's about branding. It's about getting out there. It's about meeting folks, collaborating with folks. And more importantly, the joke around here is, hey, hi, I'm Sean. This is Jeff Hunter. So as you get to see me at the show, it may be very briefly until I put the 6-foot tall Canadian in front of me and just kind of keep the line moving, because really that is what I'm here for. I'm here to promote Jeff Hunter and his brand and what he's trying to get accomplished for us here at CarBiz. That is what I hope get out of this show.
All right. Why should dealers attend this session?
There's not a better session I've seen on the books, people. I'm not going to lie to you. I got some people, friends of mine, that'll be speaking. They're great. But this session is putting every single department of a car dealership front to back in one room with a unique opportunity to have a dealer-led discussion. Now, I'm the first to tell you that my biggest concern is that when we ask dealers to sort of speak up, people tend to sit on their hands. They don't. And in this session, it's going to be expected. It's going to be, for lack of a better term, it's going to be forced, because we really want the dealers to be bringing their issues today to this session to have more people look at it and say, well, holy cow, this is what I would do. Or if it's a marketing issue, potentially someone from a BDC might have an opinion. Someone from fixed ops might have an opinion. So to be able to put all of those in one place and give dealers the opportunity to make the session about them. Because so often in these sessions, we have a tendency to talk at the audience. This is a unique opportunity to speak with the audience. And anyone who's ever seen me live, one of the main things that I do is I'm moving. I'm roving. I remember starting off one digital dealer with a full room of people. I said, look, we're going to go person by person. I want to hear exactly what your problem is. People's eyes got real wide. They got back in their chairs. And I said, I'm just kidding. Don't worry. I'm going to lead the show. But if you have questions, ask them. This session, we're going to beg you to get involved, because this is about you. Dealers, these shows, you're the belle of the ball. Everyone in attendance, the reason it's being thrown and the vendors are buying in is to be there for you. Now, some want to sell, some want to educate, some want to do both. But the point is, it's all about the dealers. That's what this session is about. And I can't wait to see how many of you turn out for it.
All right, last one. Any advice for folks to have a great show?
Yeah. Pick wisely. Pick wisely when it comes to what you're going to be engaged in, where you're going to spend the time. Don't be afraid to have on your walking shoes. All right, what I mean by that, and Bill Schomburg knows this reference, I routinely am in the back of a room for about 5 to 7 minutes until I'm either engaged or find reason to go elsewhere. Now, going back to the previous statement, trying to hit 6 sessions at once was the main reason I had walking shoes on, so that I could just keep going and kind of get a little taste of what every room was doing, how everyone was acting, what the volume of dealers looked like, what the feedback was, what the session energy was. Sometimes, hell, we had a session next to mine one year where it sounded like a rock show was going on because they had so much music overlaid and all these other things going on. But you turn around and you go in the other room and there was like half the size room. But it didn't matter, right? Because the energy and what was going on was keeping the smaller number of people in the room and engaged. And that's really what I look for. I look to be engaged. So dealers, if you're not engaged, don't feel bad, and feel free to move on. That goes for our session. Now, I don't think that's going to happen in our session. I think you're all going to have way too many engagement points. We're going to have sticky boards up on the wall. I mean, this is going to be as an engaged session as I think I've ever seen put together. So make sure that you're being specific in what you're looking to be educated. Have a plan, right? Have a plan of how you're going to spend the day. This is a 3-day session, first, second, and third. They're pretty jam-packed days. On the night of the first night, on the first, was a party. There's a big party, huge party. Folks, be smart about how you party. I don't know how else to say it to you, but come the morning of day 2, you get an idea of who may have partied a little bit too much on night 1. Now, I'm not here to tell people not to party. Heavens no. That's not me. All I'm going to say is be responsible. And much like having a plan for the show, have a plan for your partying. Have a reason for it, right? Make sure that you're communicating with your peers, you're starting new relationships with other folks, and make sure that you're in a position that you don't embarrass your store or your brand or yourself. That's kind of my only real prerequisite when we go to these things, is don't embarrass yourself or the brand. Ever. And that's coming from me, the loudest, most obnoxious person around normally in social events. But folks, I got to be honest with you. It's been almost 5 years, right? It's been almost 5 years since I have been in a social setting of more than 10 people, right, Steph? I mean,
sure.
I don't.
It's not going to inhibit you in any way. You're going to be fine.
I'm sure. But I have my own outlying concerns. You know, I didn't wear my mask today. I was going to do it as a joke, so y'all be ready to see, you know, if you see me in my mask, don't be worried. But you might, and don't be worried. It's okay. The same guy, same smile. Just might have a mask on for safety purposes. Because again, this is only the second time I've flown since 2019. I mean, it's crazy to think about doing this. If I'm going to close this out with a streak of honesty, it's crazy that I'm doing it. I don't know if I should be doing it. I know, but it's because of the amount of care that people wanting me to be a part of it. I feel obligated to be there. And that obligation is starting to turn into some excitement at some level. But most of it is just like social anxiety, which just sounds crazy for me to say out loud. Because I'm not that person.
You're not.
But I'm being real with you. That's what's on my mind. That's what I'm concerned about. But ultimately, I'm looking forward to sharing a stage with some of the brightest stars in the car business. That's what I'm looking forward to. So this is what you're going to see all over the show, the hat, the logo.
And
you're going to see it.
The Canadian.
And then you're going to see a 6-foot+ Canadian. He's going to be branded in car biz social gear.
Green.
It's going to look similar, but it will be different, my friends. All right, thank you so much for indulging me in my own digital dealer spotlight. Thank you to our unbelievable interviewer, Stephanie. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. And next week on the show is going to be the first day of the show. So I'm going to bring you the woman who put all of this together, April Simmons. And we're going to be talking all about April's All-Stars. Thank you all so much. Have yourselves a wonderful week.